My friends, there's a killer among us. Let's see if the ADHD Zoomers among us can resist themselves from immediately rushing to the comment section and commenting Among Us after I've said Among Us probably 4 times. Probably not, but, you know, there's always hope. Currently, Amphoreus is dealing with a most unusual assassin, someone who is entirely absent from Act 1, but during this current act is omnipresent, or at least their aura is. Phainon is said to be familiar with the assassin, but my comrades, Phainon could be lying. What do I mean? The Flame Reaver, so he's being called, is currently the most dangerous entity on Amphoreus by a rather significant margin. For reference, the combined efforts of the Trailblazer, Cyrene and Anaxa, possessed by the Titan Xerxes, were no match for the Flame Reaver, who put them all down. Worth pointing out, when Xerxes' sneak attack failed, she commented the Flame Reaver is not an ordinary human.
Can't be killed in a single blow. You are indeed no ordinary human.
I put extra emphasis on the human part, because, you know, we're gonna have to wrap back around to that later. In addition to this, the Flame Reaver managed to off-screen Orynyx the Time Titan and claim its core flame all in about 3 seconds. It wasn't until the combined efforts of Phainon, the Trailblazer, Tribby, and Naxa, Mem and her time fuckery, as well as the newly born demigod Minamos, finally managed to temporarily stop the Flame Reaver. I say temporarily because despite reclaiming the core flame of time after the battle, no body was ever found, and even Phainon admits they cannot ascertain the being's defeat.
Indeed. In the end, I still haven't unraveled the mystery behind that black-robed swordmaster. And I can't even ascertain their demise.
What's even more, given the highly unusual origins of the individual, death may not be where it bows out, given according to Xerxes, the Flame Reaver is a being reborn from the Black Tide.
Is this threat related to the Black Tide?
Indeed. And it's even more related to that lost item from before. Its owner is a quiet and paranoid hunter who seems to have been reborn from the Black Tide and is attacking along with it.
She calls him a hunter, and rightfully so, given what the Flame Reaver is after are the core flames of the Titans.
Are you saying that the black-robed swordmaster is not just tied to the Black Tide, but is also hunting for core flames everywhere?
This is the most plausible possibility. First, it has a vessel that can hold core flames. Second, I'm one of its targets. Let's start with the first premise. Its peculiar ceremonial blade can interact with a core flame, as evidenced by the pull I felt when it stabbed into my chest. I hypothesize that the blade can sense, absorb, or even retain core flames.
In addition to this, Anaxa also reveals that this being is in all likelihood not from Amphoreus. And it's here we need to address Phainon's connection with the Flame Reaver because it doesn't add up. Phainon asserts that this hunter leveled his hometown of Aedes Elysia and killed his friend Cyrene. This would appear to be backed up by Mem's reaction to meeting the Flame Reaver, which showcased the same cutscene from 3.0 that had Cyrene narrating over it, showcasing the Flame Reaver's sword stabbing Cyrene. And I mean, let's not beat around the bush, Mem is probably Cyrene, if for no other reason than because in the trailer before 3.0 dropped, we watch Mem go up into the air and return as Cyrene's.
Our holy soda spark, we break apart.
Anyway, Phainon's claim and Cyrene's memory of the Flame Reaver seemingly cannot be denied. However, some things simply don't make sense. For instance, we still have no idea if Aedes Elysia even existed, given no one on all of Amphoreus has ever heard of it or found it. But let's say it did exist. Was it really the Flame Reaver who destroyed Aedes Elysia? We learned from castorice that when Tribios first set off on her journey over 1,000 years ago, trying to find Chrysos heirs across thousands of different cities in Amphoreus, she never once came across this Flame Reaver.
Lady Trebe once traveled across thousands of cities in Amphoreus to repel the Black Tide. But even they have no recollection of this powerful enemy in all their journeys. Perhaps the fall of strife has triggered even more terrifying events in unseen places.
Now, I will admit, it's impossible to know when the Flame Reaver was reborn and what his goals were in his previous life. They shouldn't overlap with his present-day goals of capturing the core flames, simply because Kefali's prophecy was given over 1,000 years ago, and it's only just now the Flame Reaver has made a go at the core flames. But that then begs the question, why would the Flame Reaver target Aedes Elysia? It's impossible to say right now. With regards to the Flame Reaver's identity, the conversation is, interesting. People seem to be running with the idea that Phainon is the Flame Reaver. I'm not convinced. I don't know if this theory is born out of something from Honkai Impact the Third, or after Penacony, which, you know, saw the villain Sam actually be our good friend Firefly. People think Hoyo would do the same again. The only similarity the two have that I can find is, you know, they're both referred to as sword masters.
Hand over that poor excuse for a sword master, so we can be done with this farce.
I still haven't unraveled the mystery behind that black-robed swordmaster.
But that's it. Now, with that said, the Flame Reaver could very well be one of the 4 unknowns in the Amphoreus trailer, which showcased someone wielding a flame whose hands are identical to that of the Flame Reaver. The problem with this is that, you know, that's the only thing they have in common. Their masks don't even look the same, but outside of that, I've no idea who the Flame Reaver could be. None of the relics, ornament sets mention the Flame Reaver. No books, no voice lines, no character stories. And if the Flame Reaver does in fact come from beyond Amphoreus, they could be anyone in the universe, including an Emanators. We shouldn't forget Amphoreus should have Emanators entangled in their affairs. Now with that said, there is one possibility I should mention that deals with this Flame Reaver being a human, which is, in his previous life, the Flame Reaver was responsible for hunting and killing Chrysos heirs. This could help to explain why it killed Cyrene, given when she was stabbed, she bled a golden blood, and as we know, Chrysos heirs' blood is gold. Quote, "It is said that as Kefali's divine radiance dimmed, they offered their own core flame and left behind the oracle of creation. Afterward, heroes imbued with great power began to walk the earth. They carried in their veins golden divine blood and were known as the Chrysos heirs." Now I wonder if on Amphoreus there's a group of humans who were once responsible for hunting and killing Chrysos heirs.
Show yourself now, before golden thread is stained with your blood.
Well, well. A demigod never ceases to impress. Not even a top assassin with a lifetime of purging experiences can slip past you.
That elder just now, was she causing you trouble again?
Worry not. I'm capable of handling it, Trinan.
You should know that during the Chrysos War, Kindness was...
An assassin known for purging the Chrysos heirs. I am aware.
Before you attempt to overreach and make decisions beyond your place, take a moment to recall the Chrysos War and what became of those heroes. If you're not well versed in that history, have her refresh your memory.
So could the Flame Reaver have a connection with the Council? Who knows?